Hello everyone, this video will cover module 14. 14 is the module where you will finish and submit your visual analysis essay. So this is the final draft of the essay. We only have the 2 modules to work on this last essay, and this is the last major essay for the class besides the final that you'll do, which is a little bit easier to write. So after this point, we're just doing final assignments, and those modules, modules 15 and 16, will be open together so you can finish out the class. So you can see that this module, there's not a lot going on. The main thing to remember is to go back over the essay criteria, making sure that you do match the criteria for whichever option you chose. Remember, for this essay, you do have the option to analyze an AI-generated essay about a visual that you've chosen, or to write your own essay about the visual. Keep in mind that if you do the AI option, that you do have to label it, and it does need to be, there will be 2 essays that you turn in. So the essay, the AI essay, and then your essay. And you need to make sure that it is clearly labeled which is which, and that your analysis really considers how well AI can produce an essay, particularly an analysis. If you choose to do it on your own, then make sure that you are including a copy of the visual with it. A lot of students will just like copy and paste the image at the end of their essay. That's fine, but some students have to do a link of some kind. If you're having trouble like citing it or something like that, just make sure you send me a copy of the link or something. I'll try to help you out. Sometimes it takes a little digging to find out where the visual was originally published. And then the main thing that students tend to lose points on with this assignment is not enough analysis. So analysis is always the question why. We're trying to consider why the creator put it this way. You know, why did they include these colors? Why did they include this placement of images? That kind of thing. And so, you know, why is it in this layout? What's the focal point? Why? So it's always back to that question of why. We're breaking it down into its components to try and figure out, you know, what their motivation was in order to create it in this specific way. So what are they trying to get you to do? And then, of course, that discussion of rhetorical appeals and audience is also important if you plan on doing your own analysis. For the AI analysis, the issue again is the analysis. For some students, they tend to lose points on whether or not they actually interpreted, you know, what the AI did and really got into, you know, why would the AI processor, you know, create the essay in this way, and then how would that differ from what they would do, that kind of thing. So I also have a works cited entry for your visuals. I do need to add here how to do a works cited entry for an AI generator, because that will be your second citation on there. It does need to be clear which generator you used. A lot of students will also include the prompt that they used for the generator. Sometimes they'll include it like in the essay itself, and sometimes they'll include it like at the end, which both methods are fine. And then the spot for the submission, it is an AI level 2, obviously, since you are including both if you plan on doing the AI option. Right now I'm leaving the rubric kind of as it is, but I may add a section. The rubric is intended for the version that you're writing, so that's what the description is. And I may need to end up going back through and kind of adding to them. It makes it confusing when you're trying to do a rubric for like 2 different types of essays, but it's all analysis. And so by the end of the semester, I'm grading these pretty quickly anyway, so I may not end up using the rubric. But if you have questions about any part of the criteria or any part of how it's going to be graded, you're more than welcome to email me. You're also welcome to email me like copies of the essay, since we haven't had too long to work on this and we're not doing a peer edit or anything. You know, if you need any sort of assistance, make sure that you email me right away. So we are almost at the end of the semester. Like I said, questions about anything, make sure that you send me an email. It does take me a little bit longer to respond at this time of the semester because I'm getting a lot of emails. So just, you know, be patient, or you can send a follow-up if you need to. And yeah, have a good week.